Diddy's lawyers are fighting to have his trial delayed after 3 additional victims were added to his federal case. Allegedly, Diddy was sexually abusing child stars like Aaron Carter and Justin Bieber when they were just 12 years old. Meanwhile, Aaron Carter's mother is pushing to have his case reopened after new evidence was uncovered, which suggests that his death was more than just a suicide. If Aaron truly drowned in a bathtub, why was there no water in his lungs? And why had he been telling people he wasn't suicidal?
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. And the reason for this is she is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she's certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
Oh, well, the first day, I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter, Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and the stories just kind of kept changing.
As we peel back the layers, it becomes clear that Aaron's death has long been surrounded by controversy. 2 days before he allegedly overdosed on Xanax, Aaron released a video saying that his life was in danger and that there were people after him. He explicitly stated that he was being targeted, and then just 1 day after Diddy's birthday, he dies. Are we really supposed to believe that all of this is just a coincidence?
There's a bunch of videos that have recently resurfaced because of all these speculations and allegations about Diddy possibly being involved with Aaron Carter's passing. And one of the craziest, most damning pieces of evidence, in my opinion, is the fact that Aaron released this TikTok video literally 2 days prior to him disappearing and being gone unalive forever.
Filing a silence breaker for my brother, who is a rapist, and now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life, and they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million, they owe me money, and they're trying to get me off. And I'm begging you, and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can, so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself. So please trust what I'm saying.
Aaron Carter was despicable, though. He begged for help to help get him a private security team to keep him alive. He said on numerous occasions, if anything happens to me, I promise you, I am not vital. And no one said anything.
When Aaron's body was found, his phone was not nearby and was later discovered in his car. Before his death, Aaron had been threatening to reveal the identities of the people coming after him, and he had already begun naming certain executives. Why would Aaron leave his phone in the car? Was his death truly an overdose, or was it staged to look that way?
The fact that Aaron's phone was actually found in his car in the driveway. Aaron was known to always have his phone on him. He was always on his phone. He was never not on it. He was always posting online, listening to music, talking to people, texting. There was never a moment that Aaron was seen without his phone. So when his phone was found in his car in the driveway, far away from his body where he was found, and he was going to take a bath too. If I'm going to take a bath, I always bring my phone in there because I'm probably watching videos or listening to music or something. Just very strange that a guy who always had his phone on him did not have his phone on him or even near him when he passed. Now, Aaron was not examined by the same medical examiner, Ed Winter, that all the other celebrities were. Ed actually passed away, like I mentioned, but it was the same coroner's office, the same medical examiner's office performing the autopsy. So the likelihood that if Diddy controlled somebody in that area, or if Diddy has any sort of hold on the medical examiner's office or the police of LA County, then it's very likely that that reach did not just extend to one person. It is likely over the entire department, the entire system that they have in place out there.
Following developing news tonight in Lancaster, where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 30.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life. Chris Wolf is live for us in Lancaster. He's got more on this. Chris?
Yeah, Rick, MB, the street is now cleared. People have been moving in and out of that home behind me all day. And tonight we heard from some of those closest to Aaron Carter, and they all say the same thing. They all share stories of a very kind, loving, caring, humble, yet troubled young man. It's the tragic death of a young performer, and now family, friends, and fans around the world are suffering the loss.
Taking a closer look at the people Aaron was distancing himself from and feared, one name keeps resurfacing: Sean Puffy Combs. Aaron was world famous and had already sold over 1 million albums before the age of 10. However, things only started going wrong for him after he crossed paths with Diddy. Sadly, this is a fate many child stars have faced, with Usher and Justin Bieber being among them.
But with his amazing rise to success, Aaron would be thrust into the entertainment industry and would be mingling with the most VIP elite of our society. And this is when, at the age of 9, he starts to mingle with people like Diddy. By the age of 15, Aaron had released 4 studio albums, all of which were gold, platinum performing records. On his second album, he had actually signed to a new record label, Jive Records. And Jive Records is a subsidiary company underneath the parent company, Sony Records. And Sony Records is also the parent company of Bad Boy Entertainment. And Bad Boy Entertainment signed over to them in 2002, I believe. The overlap there would definitely place Aaron Carter, who is the most massive child superstar on the planet, definitely in the same circles as people like Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love Combs. And Sean Combs is one of the most notorious and influential people in the music industry. So
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS. You should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved?
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was 15 years old.
Sexual abuse and couch culture is rampant in Hollywood, and unfortunately Aaron was a victim his parents knew what he was going through, and as it would be later revealed, his own family was after him. Aaron even revealed that his sister Leslie was sexually abusing him back when he was just a child. Aaron was abused first by his family and then by the industry. No one close to him cared about anything other than money.
It is the toughest thing to deal with.
Aaron Carter dropping a major bombshell on Thursday, alleging on Twitter that his late sister Leslie, who died in 2012, sexually abused him when he was a child. In a series of tweets, the singer explained, quote, "My sister raped me from the age of 10 to 13 years old when she wasn't on her medications." He also alleged, "I was abused not only sexually by her, but by my first 2 backup dancers when I was 8 years old, and my brother abused me my whole life." ET has reached out to Nick Carter for comment. Aaron claims the abuse in question came as a result of his late sister Leslie's mental health issues. He says she suffered from bipolar disorder and took lithium to treat it, claiming that when she was not on her meds, she did things that she never meant to do. As a result, Aaron says he spent the last 15 years of his life going to therapy.
This eventually led to Aaron Carter developing several STDs, and at one point, there were even rumors that he had contracted HIV. The abuse Aaron endured took a severe toll on him, leading him to act out and develop self-destructive habits. An attempt to numb the pain and escape the memories, he turned to drugs. Justin Bieber went through a similar struggle. Why is it that every child star who enters Hollywood seems to end up on drugs?
Your system is still so weak that it can't fight off. You know, I used to...
Sorry, my part is just like... So you guys got to understand out there, like, this is like, no, I know this is kind of like, it's giving me anxiety. Okay, so my heart is racing. I did not take any medications before I came here. I haven't in actually a couple of days because I wanted to try to wean myself off of this.
But then one of the things I also noticed when you met with Dr. Jorge, you opened up and expressed your concerns that you're worried you have HIV.
Absolutely.
I know you recently came out as bisexual.
Yes.
Is that one of the other reasons that's had you concerned? Because you admitted on the tape piece that you say, I haven't always been safe sexually.
Absolutely. No, and that's a fact. I haven't always been safe sexually, and I have no problems in saying that. There's nothing wrong with me saying that.
The police never suspected any foul play, and Aaron's death was officially ruled as an overdose. However, there are some glaring issues with this conclusion. First, how could Aaron have overdosed in a bathtub filled with water and not have any water in his lungs? Aaron's mother is now pushing for a new investigation, claiming that the police were part of a larger conspiracy. A welfare check was allegedly conducted the night Aaron died, yet his death suggests that the authorities never actually followed through.
Aaron Carter was found dead in a bathtub in his home in Los Angeles last November. Since that time, TMZ has reported the LA County coroner did not find water in his lungs, meaning he didn't drown. Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted photos on Facebook that show the bathroom where her son was found. She wrote on Facebook, "Because of my son's mental illness and prescription drug issues, they, the cops, just wanted it to be something easy that they didn't have the time or inclination to address." Schneck wants a more thorough investigation. She wrote that her son was receiving threats from many people, and she believes there were people out there who wanted to harm him.
Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted the photos to her personal Facebook page on Wednesday, writing, quote, "Still trying to get a real investigation for the death of my son, Aaron Carter." On November 5th of last year, 34-year-old Carter was found dead in the bathtub of his Lancaster, California home. According to posts by his mother, quote, "The coroner wrote it off as an accidental drug overdose. They never investigated it as a possible crime scene because of his addiction past." One of the photos shows the bathtub where Carter was found filled with green water. Another shows what appears to be feces smeared across the bathroom floor. A towel and some clothing items can also be seen on the floor in the photos. In one social media post, Carter's mother writes, quote, "Why are the towels perfectly placed?" In others, she alleges Carter received multiple death threats before he died, saying many people were making his life miserable.
Forensic specialists have suggested that it's possible Aaron Carter's death was staged to look like an overdose. This is where Kanye West's revelation becomes relevant. Kanye has spoken out, claiming that Hollywood is filled with handlers who control and manage celebrities. He specifically named his trainer, Harley Pasternak, as one of these handlers. Interestingly, Harley Pasternak was also the same trainer Aaron worked with.
This is interesting. You know, you hear about things like staging crime scenes. I think that this has been mentioned a couple of times. Staging cuts both ways. You know, are you attempting to demonstrate something to prove your point, or are you photographing something that's just there, where you can actually, that's demonstrative of the reality? Has anything been adjusted? That's one of the reasons, you know, to her point specifically, that you do want to try to keep control over a crime scene. And that way you never lose context of it. So there's too much murkiness here, I think, relative to the photos that she has allowed to be displayed and what the police are not saying.
Another piece of the puzzle I discovered in my research were the claims that Kanye West was making about Harley Pasternak, who is a personal trainer for Ye, and he was also a personal trainer for Aaron Carter. And Ye is openly accusing Harley Pasternak of being not only a celebrity handler, but also responsible for what happened to Aaron. He thinks that he was the guy that went in there and set this up to look like he basically overdosed and accidentally unalived himself. And his claims for this is that Harley Pasternak made threats to Ye about putting him in such a seduced state and under conservatorship that he wouldn't even know like what was going on. And he even says something along the lines of like family gatherings won't be the same, or like time with your kids won't be the same, something like that. But I've got the clip. It's really crazy.
Harley Pasternak followed me to the hotel. They didn't care, kill Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't care. Clear the Backstreet Boy sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak pusher, your trainer. Harley Pasternak, Jay-Z. You get what I'm saying?
None of this should shock you at this point. Hollywood is filled with pedophiles and abusers who take advantage of young men and children. Tom Hanks once said that Harvey Weinstein was only a small piece of a much bigger puzzle, and in reality, This exploitation is happening all across the industry. There are striking similarities between Aaron's death and the way other figures in the music industry have been taken down. Their deaths are often made to look like accidents or suicides, and people with no prior health issues suddenly disappear.
The idea that there are sexual predators in power, not just in Hollywood, but I think all across any place there's a boss with underlings in any corporation or any industry, you have a type of sexual politics that goes on that can slide in between appropriate ethics and decorum to, inappropriate behavior to the point of harassment and sexual predatory behavior.
Well, I mean, I think people understand that, but the larger question is there a culture of complicity in Hollywood where women are afraid to speak up, so they're blacklisted. Men are afraid to speak up because either they're out of the same fear or they just think this is the way the system works.
I think there are people that say, hey, this is how it works, pure and simple. This is why I got into it, this is why I have power. This is how it works, and you have to understand that. That does not carry the day. Complicity is also complicity of people who know, well, look, this is how we do business, and that's what it's got to be done. I'm sorry it's like that. So beware. That's also present, without a doubt. But it does not carry the day. There's also people that were afraid to speak out, who were victims, that did not go forward, that signed negotiated settlement deals of which a non-disclosure agreement was part and parcel to it. That also does not carry the day. The dam has burst in a big way.
The reason people like Justin Bieber and Aaron Carter never speak out is because they know it won't change anything. It took hundreds of women speaking out against Harvey Weinstein before he was finally arrested. Even now, with a mountain of evidence and actual video footage showing Diddy violently assaulting Cassie, there's still a strong chance that Diddy might not face jail time.
All be attacked on cross-examination. Their character will be impugned. They will attack the victims for not coming forward until Cassie Ventura came forward. How do you fix that? You find an outcry witness. What is an outcry witness? An outcry witness is someone the victim told about their at the time. So 10 years ago, I told you Sean Combs raped me at this party. I told you that then, but I never made a police report. That adds credence, credibility to the victim's statement. So a lot of victims are going to be attacked because they continued in a seemingly friendly relationship with Combs. A lot of women do that. Your boss makes advances on you unwanted. What do? Quit and starve? There's a lot of reasons women maintain a relationship with the rapist. So we may lose credibility on a couple of witnesses, but the sheer number of them, I find it hard to believe that a jury will choose to disbelieve all of these ladies and choose to believe Sean Combs.
Diddy's lawyers are attempting to have the footage of him assaulting Cassie removed from the case altogether. They argue that the original video is 30 minutes long, and by editing it to make it shorter, it becomes inadmissible as evidence. Shockingly, they also claim that Diddy beating up Cassie isn't a significant issue and doesn't prove that he is a violent man.
Combs wants that video or videos excluded from trial, and for that, we turn to his motion in limine to exclude video footage of that March 5th, 2016 incident. Motion in limine is a pretrial motion that aims at preventing evidence from coming into trial or eliminating it in some way. And it starts by saying, quote, "There is no longer any dispute that the CNN footage from March 5th, 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel offered by the government at 3 separate bail hearings is wholly inaccurate, having been altered, manipulated, sped up, and edited to be out of sequence. As indicated below, CNN paid redacted, don't know who this person is, redacted, for footage, copied that footage in unknown ways, presented that footage out of order, and destroyed the original. Accordingly, all the footage from CNN is inaccurate and inadmissible. As for the 2 items of footage filmed by an iPhone 6, those pieces of footage are inaccurate and inadmissible as well for the reasons set out below."
Let's talk about the showdown in the courtroom over the bombshell video allegedly showing Sean Diddy Combs beating his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
Now, Diddy's lawyers are arguing to exclude the footage from the rapper's upcoming sex trafficking trial. Legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins us now with more on what this could mean for the high-profile case. So good to have you. Okay, so they want this video left out. What's their argument for this?
So, Mark Agnifilo, Sean Combs' attorney, is arguing that you probably hear this phrase, this is not a true and accurate representation of what the video depicts. He's saying a number of arguments that CNN had taken this video and sped it up. They kind of chopped it up into this montage, and it's not accurate. He's also making the allegation that the original video no longer exists. And so because this isn't accurate, the jury shouldn't see it. And according to Diddy's attorneys, because the original doesn't exist or it's been tampered with, no video such as this should be presented to the jury.
So what does CNN say about these claims?
So CNN has come out and said, we did not alter it. We did not change anything. And in fact, they're saying that they do have the original as well. So on multiple levels, Sean Combs' argument kind of falls flat, because if it is sped up, and I think there is some degree of it's being sped up, if the original still exists, that can still be used as evidence against Sean Combs, not necessarily to the allegations of trafficking, RICO conspiracy, or the transportational purpose of prostitution, but to show that this is a force that was used to keep victim number one, who we believe to be Cassie in this video, under his control for the purpose of trafficking and this RICO conspiracy.
A forensic specialist was brought in to examine the footage and has reportedly claimed that it was altered. However, prosecutors assert that they also have the original footage and will present it during the trial.
Request from the court is to hold a hearing. And at this hearing, Combs explains that his team wants to call a forensic video analysis named Connor McCord to show that this video evidence is inaccurate. Sean Combs' defense team argues the videos are unreliable, that they would unfairly confuse and mislead the jury, that they would be more prejudicial to Combs than it would provide any kind of relevant or probative value for the prosecution's case. They write, quote, "If a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth a number well over the court's word limit." Again, the basic argument from Combs and his team is that CNN heavily and deceptively edited the video and turned about 10.5 minutes of footage into a 48-second, quote, out-of-order clip that ended with Combs appearing to drag redacted, that's Ventura, to a hotel room. And they argue that this painted the rapper and the music mogul in the worst possible light for the world to see. And as they previously incorrectly mentioned, prosecutors relied on this tape in prior bail hearings to support their argument that Combs shouldn't be released pre-trial.
With just 2 weeks remaining before Diddy's federal racketeering and trafficking trial is set to begin on May 5, 2025, his legal team has requested a 2-month delay. They argue that the recent superseding indictment introduces significant new charges and evidence, and that the prosecution has been slow to provide critical discovery materials necessary for proper defense preparation. However, this claim is misleading, as Diddy's legal team had previously stated that there was no evidence and that they were ready to go to trial at any time.
The trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a judge has denied his request to delay the proceedings, and that means jury selection could start in just weeks. ABC's Phil Lipoff is tracking this case. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, Gio, good morning. It looks like it's going to. Sean Combs' trial date is set to go on as expected Friday. A judge ruled Combs' criminal trial will begin next month as scheduled after he denied the defense's request for a 2-month adjournment. The trial is set to begin May 5th with jury selection. The judge said it was unclear why there isn't sufficient time to prepare, especially since 4 different law firms are now representing him. The judge agreed, however, to allow alleged victims to testify under pseudonyms, but one star witness, Diddy's ex, Kathy Ventura, is expected to testify under her own name. She filed, you'll remember, a quickly settled civil lawsuit against Combs. The judge agreed with a defense request to receive outtakes of interviews conducted for a documentary produced by Warner Brothers. Those interviews were conducted with potential trial witnesses. Combs appeared in Jailhouse Beige on Friday and was given a moment at the end of the hearing to communicate with his mother and one of his sons. He told them, "I love you, and we're good." He has pleaded, we should mention, not guilty to all 5 federal counts and maintained his innocence in the civil suit that was settled out of court.
It's the same story every time. Aaron Carter, Usher, Justin Bieber. The cycle of victimization continues, and unfortunately, it's the children who bear the brunt of it. Recently, Justin Bieber broke down in an interview, expressing his concern for Billie Eilish and saying he doesn't want anyone to go through what he went through.
Become friends in a strange way, you know? Yeah, it's like... Exactly.
I'm begging it, Robert.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's. To a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family. And he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin,
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini. And
well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Really not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
You rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that.
I got the
Hey, this is a brand new.
Has your mom given you a sex talk yet? I mean, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother.
Yeah.
I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. Like, he's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, like, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood for you guys.
That I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff in my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you think the person that you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive for sure. It was dark, but I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully learn from it.
Well, for me, music comes from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it comes from this youthful naivety and this desire to escape something. And then you get out there in front of the world, and then it comes from a place of wanting more of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, and I just want people to understand, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems in my life. So, yeah, thank you for being here and helping me tell that story. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important this story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm just searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
More and more victims are coming forward and filing lawsuits. It's a shame that Aaron Carter couldn't witness Diddy's downfall. Just a few weeks ago, Joseph Manzaro, the accuser in a civil lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, initially named Beyoncé and Jay-Z as witnesses to an alleged freak-off party in 2015. Manzaro claims he was drugged, humiliated, and sexually assaulted at the event. Allegedly, LeBron James was also present at the party.